95% of RIA firms now claim that they're using AI. So why are only 5% of AI pilots at the enterprise level actually producing ROI? Today I'm going to show you how to plan, measure, and confirm what ROI looks like with AI implementation in your firm within the next 30, 60, and 90 days, and the 3 metrics that you need to track to know for sure. Hi, I'm Jon Cook. I'm the founder of Keynote Content. We help advisory leaders scale through thought leadership and technology. This is video 6 in our AI 101 for Advisor series. In our previous video, we covered the 4 guardrails that you need to put in place to protect your message and your methodology when using AI for your marketing. Now we're answering the most important question: what's the ROI? According to F2 Strategy's 2025 AI Trends Report, 95% of RIA firms are now using AI. And yet, as of August 2025, only 5% of enterprise AI pilots were actually delivering positive ROI. So what should you measure in the first 30, 60, and 90 days when it comes to implementing AI inside your firm to prove that it actually works for you as an advisory team? And how do you know when it's time to scale or to maybe cut your losses and go in a different direction? Let's talk about what metrics do advisors need to track to measure ROI from AI, especially in the first 90 days. You will be tempted to measure revenue in the first 30 days with using AI implementation. Ignore the temptation, don't give in to that. Your focus is not revenue, it's accuracy and trust. Those 2 are the metrics that you want to track in the first 30 days. So let's say that you implemented FinMate as your note taker, as your meeting assistant for summaries and follow-ups and all the other things. In your first 30 days, your only metric is the AI output accurate enough that I trust what it wrote? You're not trying to save time yet. You're training the system to be more reliable. Because every time that you see a summary from FinMate, Zox, Focal, Fathom, whatever it might be, compare it to what you would have written if you used manual notes. In fact, the best test is to write manual notes in the same conversation. Let's say you're on a Zoom call. You have your FinMate. And it's there in the background. It's taking notes. It's supposed to do its summary. But you're there with legal pad, Moleskine, whatever it might be, you're taking your own notes in that same conversation where you're test driving FinMate. At the end of that, you say, did it capture the key details and decisions from that meeting? Did it miss any client concerns? Did it sound like something I would write, or does it sound pretty robotic? And if the answer is, it's mostly accurate, but it needs a little bit of tweaking, I call that success in the first 30 days. Perfection, it isn't the reality yet, and that's okay. But 80% accuracy is the bar that you want to clear. And over the first 30 days, how many FinMate outputs, just kind of picking on FinMate for this moment, how many of those outputs require minor edits compared to how many you need to basically rewrite entirely before sharing those notes with your staff or client? If 8 out of 10 meeting summaries need only minor edits, your AI note taker, it's working for you. But if 7 out of 10 require these complete rewrites or at least major edits, your AI note taker, it isn't meeting your standard. You likely need to get rid of that AI note taker or maybe do some more training inside the actual setup of that system so it meets your expectations. For the first 30 days, focus on building trust and accuracy. The first 60 days, though, they need to also extend into focusing on reclaiming your time. Please do not make the mistake. You don't thinking, oh, I'll get 5 hours back in my first week. That's not what happens. What you often will see is more like, oh, I got 10 minutes back here. Instead of it taking 30 minutes with this system, I was able to do it in 15 minutes. So you're getting 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes back at time after time. Not here's this 5-minute chunk of your time that's just magically back in your life, but those small chunks of time do add up, and you will start to see the compounding effect if you continue working with the right solutions. I recommend that you shift your focus from how much time can AI or even automations, how much it can save you per week, to more how much can it save you per task. If you normally spend 30 minutes chasing down and collecting documents, but now with a document uploader and an analyzer, you spend only 10 minutes confirming that you received the right documents and that they're accurate, you just got another 10, 15, 20 minutes back per time that you have to collect documents. And if you have 10 meetings a month in which you have to collect documents and you reclaimed 20 minutes back per document collection opportunity, that's 200 minutes, 3.5 hours almost of time that you get back into your month. What could you do with an extra 3.5 hours of time, and where would you reinvest that for growing your firm, for connecting with more people that you care about deeply, with having better connections with COIs, with your kids or your spouse, whomever it might be? How would you better reinvest those 3.5 hours of time? I can't emphasize this enough though. Unless your system is trustworthy and accurate, that time will never come back to you, because every gap in that system that causes you to undo or redo what you trusted AI to do, it's just as inefficient as before you started using AI inside your firm. Days 31 through 60 are about reclaiming your time and reinvesting it into more strategic opportunities. Now let's talk about days 61 to 90. These are about measuring quality and consistency, because by now you've been using AI in at least a few use cases for over 2 months. Your system, it should be reliable. You should be saving time. But the constant standard to consider from the very beginning is whether the difference is worth it. Can you tell the difference? How are your clients perceiving? If you're using that AI content engine and it's creating great content at scale and you might love it, that really doesn't matter if your clients aren't resonating with it. What is your clients and your prospects' perception of your new content? If you're putting out, say, hey, we published 5 articles today, but people say it feels off. It doesn't feel like you. It feels like it's just like some robotic version. If your name's Dave, is this Dave Light? I don't even know what this content is. It doesn't feel like what I signed up for when I wanted to work with you as my advisor. What is their perception of your content if you use that type of system? You need to honestly ask yourself, has anyone mentioned that our emails feel different, or maybe they feel just a little bit maybe off? Have meeting summaries been as helpful as they used to be? Manual note-taking approach. Are clients engaging with our AI generated content the same way that they did with our manually created content? The answer is yes. Everything feels the same or even better, then your system is working. But if the answer is clients seem confused or maybe a little put off, they're just saying like, it doesn't feel like you guys anymore, that is a problem. You need to go back and retrain your system more for the trustworthiness and making sure that the payoff is absolutely worth the work. You can go through those first 60 days, but if it's not worthwhile, you need to stay at the iterations of how do we make sure this continues to deliver to the standard that we don't just set for ourselves, but that our clients set for us as well. This stretch between days 61 and 90 is your quality control and your checkpoint here. The 3 metrics that need to matter in this is your accuracy rate. Do you have an 80% or better accuracy rate? As in, do you have to have only minor edits on 80% of the stuff that's produced? What is your time savings per task? Not per week, but per task. Is it 15 minutes, 20 minutes? And how often do you do those same tasks and then multiply that across all the instances that it happens per month, per year? And the 3rd metric is trust signals. Are you receiving more negative feedback or more positive feedback? And when you have those 3 in place, your accuracy, your time savings, and your trust signals, that can inform exactly, are we ready to scale with this system? When all 3 metrics are strong, that is when you scale. If only 2 of the 3 are good and the 3rd one is kind of weak, then you need to continue to refine that system. But if you have worked with a system and it's only been 30, 60 days and you say only 1 of those 3 is actually in a good place, the other 2 are not, then you need to quit or at least pause on that to find out what exactly are we trying to create, and are we making sure that it's delivering the standard of results that we want for us and our clients. And that's how you know if your AI implementation actually works, or if you maybe need to change course and continue to refine that process. If this was helpful for you, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and click that bell to catch more of my videos about how to modernize your message and your methods as an advisory leader using thought leadership and technology. Now, throughout the series, we've covered a lot of different details. You have your roadmap in place, you have the guardrails, you have the questions to ask vendors, the things you want to be able to ask to your compliance department to ensure that you're doing this in step-by-step way that absolutely gives you the great experience. And as we've seen from today, you know now how to deliver ROI in the first 30, 60, and 90 days. But as you look at this, you might say, John, I love this, but either I can't or I don't want to implement this on my own. Can you help? Absolutely. You can go to keynotecontent.com/intake. You can fill out a form, tell me a little bit about yourself, about your firm, about where you might be getting stuck, where you see the opportunities ahead, and how you believe that AI can help you. If I know I can help you, if I know that we're the right fit, we'll hop on a call to talk about your firm and what it would look like to work together. But what if you're not quite ready to connect? That's okay. One major opportunity that I'm seeing in the advisor space is the rise of what I'm calling the Agentic advisor. This is a tech-forward approach where financial advisors deploy AI agents throughout their firm doing much of the technical side of the advisory work so that advisors, the human side, can focus more on conversations, on building strategic partnerships with COIs, and being more intentional as fiduciaries. I'll talk about that more in this next video, so hit play. I'll see you there.